Hi, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Today we're going to look at the Wiawis ACS upper stabilizer. Now you're going to say, what are these for? And I'm going to say, I don't know. So let's have a look at them and let's see what they do. They've been around for a number of years as far as upper stabilizers are concerned. The major function of them was to put a bit of rubber on the top of the riser to absorb a bit of shock from the bow. So Fivix and most companies have them. I just don't think they look that cool. And I think these from Wiawis look cool. So this is the rainbow one. Now it's got the dampener here. This is the Wiawis dampener. It's got a little weight there, and I think that looks pretty cool. Inside this rainbow thing, which is obviously some sort of steel, is a carbon rod. So you're not going to get much as far as stabilization. All you're going to get is a bit of dampening properties. These come in a whole bunch of colors. So that's rainbow. It comes in blue. It comes in, this is the red. And if you know me, it's going to be probably a red one because all my bows are going to be red. Now the red is it's not a shiny red, it's a matte red. But still, I think that looks all right. And it goes with the Wiawis ATF riser, which is now matte instead of shiny. They come in black, blue. Look, let's just try these things out. Now these are going to be the most expensive of your upper stabilizer. So this is interesting. So the thread inside is a matching color, so it's obviously the same material the way through. Normally they'd run a separate thread here and it wouldn't be attached. So this would be alloy and there'd be a metal thread going in there. So if ever you strip this out, you basically throw a new thread in. They haven't done that with this. These dampeners are really nice from Wiawis. Priced about $75. So this, like I said, this is the most expensive of the upper stabilizers. Now you're going to say, well, why do you want this as far as why isn't it long? Well, it's not long, and there have been people who shoot long stabilizers up the top. It's not long because you generally put your weight down the bottom, because if you've got weight up the top, it'll make your bow unbalanced. So all it's doing is absorbing a bit of shock. Now back in the olden days when I was a young archer, the old recurves, the old wooden ones, had two stabilizers. They had one at the top, which was the same size, and one down the bottom. And they were both about 12 inches each. That was the fashion. So a little short 12-inch stabilizer with a dampener, either dampener down here or a dampener up here, and the matching at the bottom, and they were symmetrical. So let's just have a shot and see what this feels like. $76. Like I said, you can get cheaper ones from various companies. Cartel, Toe Point, anyone has them. But this is the expensive stabilizer. So now I'm going to say the stabilizers I've got on here I've found being amazing. They really made a big difference to me. I'm going to say not with scores, but the bow just feels better to shoot. Look, I'm going to say I do notice a little bit of extra weight on the bow at the top, and so I do notice the extra weight at the top. I feel the extra weight in the bow overall. I really don't notice much extra dampening in the vibration because, like I said, this bow was pretty good to start with. I shouldn't shoot this knock. The knock's cracked. So if the arrow spins easily on the pin, generally the knock is cracked, and you're going to give yourself a dry fire if you shoot it. Look, it might have absorbed a little bit of a little bit of vibration, but look, I really can't tell it. I can feel there's more weight at the top of the bow, which I'm really not liking. I found the bow comfortable before. And saying that, I feel like I'm shooting better with it. So there you go. That's the way archery rolls. Now, I would say upper stabilizers, probably it's a 50-50 thing on whether people will shoot them. More used by elite, more elite archers, because they're looking for more dampening. They don't mind adding more weight to the bow. So a beginner archer is generally not going to fit an upper stabilizer. It'll be more of an advanced archer who's adding more weight to their bows. Because the more weight you've got, generally the steadier you'll be. Now that's not the case if you can't hold the bow because you're going to shake more. But if you're an elite archer and you're shooting all the time, you're going to have the strength to hold a heavier bow and you're going to be more stable. They're the people who are probably going to shoot this upper stabilizer. Now, you'll notice when I started this video, I was like, I don't really like it on the first shot. And I kind of like, but I shot really well. Now, I've shot 3 really good shots. So, I'm like, maybe I should get one of these. Now, when you're adding gear to your bow, and this is a review on the stabilizer, but when you're adding gear to your bow, don't expect that it's going to add points to your bow, to your score. It's your shooting, it's your technique, it's your form. That's where you're going to get your score from. Like, you still need your bow to be set up correctly, but like one of my staff just won the state championship with a $200 bow. It's like, there's another kid in the state, he's older than that, but he's much younger than me. He's under half my age, so he's a kid. He's shooting amazing scores with $100 arrows. It's like you're shooting one of the best scores in the state, everyone's shooting these expensive arrows, and you've got these $100 arrows, and you're shooting top world-class scores with it. Because it really doesn't make that much difference. That was a terrible release. And it still went in the middle. Now, I've shot upper stabilizers before. What I'm liking about this, oh look, it actually did come loose. This doesn't match my color of the ATF rise that I have because I've got a shiny red and that's a matte red, which is a bit disappointing. I could go for the matte black upper stabilizer. These are the big decisions you have to make in life. So I've had them before and they used to come loose just through the vibration. It was a pain to tighten them up. You could put plumber's tape on the thread to stop it coming loose. Look, I never found it made that much difference to me, so eventually when I would have changed one of my bows, it just would have got left off. It's not like the front stabilizer and the V-bars, which make a huge difference. This is just a little... It's a little thing, but oh boy, I feel like I'm shooting really good. Oh, so I suppose if you're buying archery equipment, this is exactly what happens to you. You're like, I don't really need it. I don't really need a new bow. I don't really need new limbs, but look, what it's causing the bow to drop a lot more too. Now, I feel like the bow should be rolling more when I shoot. I feel like I should be rolling more. So I feel like when I shoot, that should be like rolling more. And I feel like that top stabilizer is encouraging that roll. I'm going to shoot one more. So it's definitely giving the bow a different feel. So the more I'm shooting it, I can definitely feel a different feel with it. It is absorbing a little bit of the shock. Look, it is coming loose a little bit, but it's not bad. But I don't think I'm minding the whole feel of it rolling forward. It's giving the bow direction on my release. That was a horrible shot. I still think it went okay. Oh, that's shooting recurve. That's why you should do cardio, because I was out of breath. If you watch the Olympians, they're taking the shot, their heart rate's going to 150, 170. Well, it's important to do cardio. I should really go home and do some cardio. Wiawis ACS upper stabilizer. Look, it adds weight. Any of the cheaper ones will do the same job. You'll find these will add more dampening. A cheaper one, like from Wiawis, have a cheaper brand. They have the WNS. They have upper ones there in the SAT brand and various other things. Look, you're going to pick those up for $20, right? Maybe $25. This is $75. It's a matter of what $50 is to you. Now, if you're going to keep shooting, then I would argue $50 is probably not a big deal. Unfortunately for me, I know there's not much difference in the functionality of the $20 one to the $75 one, and I would be buying the $75 one for the sole reason it just looks better. Saying that, I want to go and look at those arrows to see how they shot. Look, I am extremely happy with that group. Like, ecstatic would be the word. There were some really hard shots there that I struggled with. You could see on camera I was struggling, I was shaking, and they still went okay for me. Now, I would say that's been the case with the new limbs. Since I put the limbs on, they seem to be shooting quite well. With the upper stabilizer, look, I think I've got a $2,000 bow. I think I've got a $100 sight. I've got a $2,000 bow. I've just put expensive stabilizers on the bow. I've still got cheap arrows. Look, it's encouraging that downward rolling motion, which I think I need to work on. I need to work on that whole flow through. I can't see the negative side of an upper stabilizer. I think the upper side of an up stabilizer is not great. I don't think it's going to add much, but the downside, I can't see much downside. So, saying that, if you're thinking about getting up a stabilizer, look, you can get one because you think it looks cool, the ACS, but a normal one will probably do the same job for you. I've shot other upper ones before, as I've said, and I'm like, you don't do much. This feels better than the cheaper ones, than the $25 ones. It looks better to me. It kind of looks flashy. I'm just going to show the ATFX. This is the Win ATFX, and this is what I'm thinking about buying for myself. It's got this cross matrix. You can see this is the same red as the upper stabilizer. So in the back of my mind, I'm going, it doesn't match my bow. Maybe I need another riser. That's crazy talk. But I do like the look of this riser. So I think I'll get myself that upper stabilizer. And I think in a few weeks we'll try one of these. Because these look pretty cool. This is the ATFX. It's the model up from the one, so it's the later model from the riser I'm shooting. Look, I think it looks a bit cooler. And I think it'll look nice with that little upper stabilizer. Now, when you buy stuff for archery, just bear in mind that most of the time you're probably doing it for looks. And as long as you're not going to be too serious about it, you won't be too disappointed. But like I'm really happy when I walk up to the target and all my arrows in the goal. Like it gives me a very positive endorphin feeling that I'm like, wow, this is good. I'm really enjoying my archery. As I said, there's three other people in the shop who all shoot recurve target archery, and I'm going to say the same applies to them. When they're shooting really well, they're like bubbly. They're very happy people when they're shooting well. They're like, whoa, look how good I'm shooting, because it's not the case all the time. Sometimes they shoot really bad, and then next time they shoot really well. In fact, and this has got nothing to do with the review. In fact, one of the staff was shooting the state field shoot, and he shot 80 points for the first half, 150 for the second half. The 150, if he shot that both ends, he would have won by a country mile the state championship. It's just his first half was so poor. And recurve's a bit like that. It can be so brutal on you that you just have to take the good with the bad. Sometimes you're just going to go bang, and they're going to go, you're going to feel like a Greek god when you're shooting recurve well. And when you're not, you're going to feel like oh, why am I bothering? I just want to shoot a compound, and they all go in the gold. But anyway, so the ACS upper stabilizer review. Look, if you're thinking about buying top of the line stuff, look, it matches. It'll look nice. If it gives you a reason to go out there and shoot and have fun and go, wow, look at my bow, it looks pretty. This is what I do. I do archery and it makes me feel good. I'll go and do it. I wasn't going to buy the upper stabilizer. I think I will now. And I think I'll give this riser a go because it's matching the upper stabilizer. I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery. Thanks for watching.